Welcome back. In our last module, we have talked about three tools in Photoshop. We talked about the Move tool, we talked about the rectangular marquee tool and elliptical marquee tool. We talked about the lasso tool and polygonal lasso tool. And we talked about the quick selection tool. Now we're going to talk about other tools. Now this is the crop tool. Okay, let me click on my Move tool. You can see that this image is quite large and we are not seeing the full image on Photoshop. So when I click on Control 0, I can zoom it down and I will see the whole image. When I want to zoom down the more, I will click on Control minus minus. You can see it zooming down. Then when I want to zoom up again, I'll click on Control plus. You can see I've zoomed up. Okay, that's for your zooming. That's the command to zoom. Okay, now when I click on my crop tool, I want to crop out this image here. I want to crop this image. Okay, I'll click on a ratio here. You see where I clicked. This is the property of this crop tool. I'll click on a ratio here. And let me say I want to use cancel. I want to use this. Okay, let me cancel this. I'll come here and drag it down. Okay, so hope you can see what it did now. I cropped this photo to a smaller size. You see what I did? Control Z. Let me go back. I want to crop this photo. When I click on my crop tool, these things will show up. You can see these edges. I'll just come here and click it and drag it down. You can see I've cropped this to this shape. Let me take it up a bit. Okay, I think I love it this way. So I'll work with this. All right, we have talked about the crop tool. So I'll talk about the shape tool. Let me talk about the shape tool. Okay, this is the shape tool. When you right click on the shape tool, we have other tools embedded in it. We have the rectangle tool, ellipse tool, triangle tool, polygon tool, and the line tool with the custom shape tool. So for this, we're talking about the rectangle and ellipse tool. So when you are trying it out, you click on other tools and work and try them out. So when I click on my shape tool, I can draw a shape. Okay, can draw a rectangle. Now I want to change the color of this rectangle. Look at the properties of this shape tool. You can see fill. Fill means the color which you want to fill this shape with. So when I click on fill, I'll find colors here. Okay, or I want to pick a color from the clothes this young man is wearing. Okay, so I'll click here this color picker and I'll come here. I'll just come and click on this color. You can see the color has been picked. I'll click OK. You can see I picked the color from the clothes. Okay, and this is it. Okay, this is our shape tool. Then I want to draw a circle. I want to draw a circle. I'll come to my ellipse, click on it, and I'll hold down shift. I want to draw a perfect circle. I hold down shift to draw a perfect circle. Okay, if I don't hold down shift, the circle will look like an egg shape. So I hold down shift and I drew a perfect circle. Okay, so this is our circle here. One thing you should know about the shape tools is that we can add what we call stroke. Look at this shape. I want to add stroke to it. Come here, you see this thing called stroke. It is cancelled. You can see that red sign slashing through it. So if I want to add stroke, I'll just come and click on the color. Okay, I've added stroke and I'll increase the stroke size. Let me say 30. You can see I've increased the stroke size to 30. You can see this outer covering of the shape. That's stroke. I added stroke to it. I can decide to say okay I don't want the fill color, I want to take it out. I will click on this place. You can see this red sign here, right, red sign here. I'll click on it and the sign and the fill will go off. You see what happened there? I want to change the color of this stroke. Okay, you can see what happened there. Hope you understand. That's for stroke. Let me put back the fill color and use white as my stroke. Okay, let me use white as my stroke color. You can see. Let me add stroke to this. I click on my shape, click on the shape to come here, click on the shape and go to fill, go to stroke and click on white. Change the stroke width to 10. Click OK. So I've added stroke to this color. So that's for the shape tool. You can try out other tools here. Now I want to use my test tool. Okay, I want to use my test tool. So I'll click on my test tool. When you right click on it, you see other tools embedded in it. You have the horizontal test tool and the vertical test tool. So it's loading. You have the horizontal test tool and the vertical test tool. Okay, so we have when you right click on your test tool, you have the horizontal test tool and the vertical test tool. Horizontal test tool, when you click on it and you click on your work area, you can see the test tool here. And I want to change what is written there. Let me write graphic designer. Okay, so I wrote graphic designer. You can see from the text now, the text is black and it's not really visible and it's small. So I'll show you how to increase the size of the text and change the color. Same also, this is your text tool, and I told you that the property of this text is here. So you can see you can change font from here. The font, we have different fonts you can use. As we go on, I'll tell you how to install fonts on your Photoshop. Now I want to increase make this thing a little bit bolder. Okay, then also change the color of the font. The color there is black, so I'll click here and I'll come to this color palette here and pick up color picker here. I'll pick up a color white. You can see, I'll select white. Now I want to increase the size of this text. What do? I press Ctrl T. Ctrl T. Okay, this will come up like this. I will now drag. Can you see what I'm doing? I will now drag to increase the size. Okay, and I'll click check off. I'll check this off. Now I'll now go back to my move tool so that I can move it. I'll move it to this side. But now you can see what I'm doing. What happened here? As I'm moving it, it's going behind the shape. Why? That's how we come to our layers now. When you are designing, everything you are designing shows up in this layer section. Okay? Everything you are designing shows up in this layer section. Okay? So this is our shape, our image we brought first. This is our ellipse. This is it here. This is our shape. This is our graphic design. This is here. And you can see the rectangle is at the top. So it's like it comes one after the other. So this rectangle being at the top means that it is at the top and this graphic design is below it. That's why you can see the graphic design is going below it here. So for me to correct that, I will drag this graphic design here. I'll drag it up and you can see it has come up here, and I will now take this thing here. I hope that is understood. I'll click Ctrl T to increase the size. Okay, I'll check it off here. I hope this is understood. Watch this video as many times as possible. You can see this. I want to increase this stroke bit more. I'll click on it, come to shape. I'll come here, I'll change it to 20. Okay, so I want to write something on this shape. I'll click on my text tool, click horizontal text tool, and I'll write something. Let me just say hire me. Okay, hire me. I'll click on Control T to select it, and I'll increase the size. I hope this is understood. Okay, and I'll drag it to this area here. I'll also reduce the size a bit. Okay, and this is it. You can see that we have created a simple graphic design work now while I explain the tools. So we have talked about shape tools, the text tools. Now let's still talk about some things on the text tool. So when I click on a text and I paste it here, okay, I'll check this thing off and I'll increase the size of the text. Okay, I'll click this thing here. So now I want to do something. I'll click on my move tool. Then I want to click on this text tool now. Double clicked on it. And I want to take this other one to the, okay, let me edit this. I'll copy it. I'll say graphic. I'll click enter to enter the next line. Sorry, graphic designer. That's what I want to spell. Graphic designer. Okay. So after this, I'll click check this thing off. Now I want to centralize this shape, this text. I want to centralize this step. You can see that the space from here to here it's quite large. So I'll show you how to work on that. So look at this thing. I'll come here, I'll click this place to centralize it. You can see when I click on it, it will centralize. You can see what happen. If I click here, it will be centralized to the left, So click on this center one, it will centralize. Okay. Now I want to edit this place so that this space here won't be too large. So I'll click here. So this is called tracking. I'll reduce the tracking here. Okay, let me change it to auto. I'll reduce the tracking. You can see that it went up a bit. So I will slide to my left a bit. You see that this thing will reduce. You can see. So I'll slide a bit to my left. The tracking here would reduce. I hope you are seeing that. So this first one here is to reduce the tracking either upwards, like to increase it, or reduce the tracking vertically. Then this second one is to reduce the tracking or increase the tracking, the wordings, the alphabets, to increase them, to set them apart, or bring them together. So when I drag to my right, you see that the text will be apart. You saw it. So I will drag this thing to my left. Okay. So I'll bring them together, or I'll just come to here and I'll click 0 so that it will go back to default. I hope this is understood. Okay, that's for that. Then this is to make it bold. This is to make it bold. This is to make it italics. Okay, you can see what is happening there. So this is subscript and this is superscript. Okay, subscript and superscript. And this is to underline it. So this is just basically like Microsoft Word. All right. So this is this for this area. So as you practice, you ask questions. Okay, so I'll be stopping here for this section. And then our next module, we'll talk about the some remaining of these tools that you need to know. So see you in our next module. Thank you.